time at Heritage High School. Favorite part of the night for our listeners at home. Talk with Coach Brad Abernathy. Coach Abernathy, tough game tonight.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they're either number 1 or number 2 in the state in 3A, and they reminded us tonight as to why, second half especially.
So, Coach Abernathy, really the biggest thing is that in the first half, really stuck with them pretty well. Early on, kind of trading some shots. They kind of extended a little bit, but then you all fought back, made it the first quarter score down 7. Second quarter was kind of the same, kind of a little back and forth. You had a couple chances there to bring it within 10, and they were able to stretch it out right before the end, 32-16. Then in the third quarter, they outscore you 18-5, and the first time you score is with 43 seconds to go in the third.
I must say that last 5 was the last minute of that quarter.
What happened there in the third quarter that kind of gave you all problems and allowed Heritage to really extend that lead on you?
So I felt like we took care of the ball in the third. Like they come out with this half-court traps and, a half-court trap thing we hadn't seen first half, which we handled that fine. And then they did like this zone matchup box thing with Maddie at the foul line. And so what we did is started picking that and getting down here. We had open shots. It wasn't, and I mean, if my count was right, in that quarter alone, I think we missed 2 wide open layups and 2 shots within 8 to 10 feet, 8 to 12 feet. That's 8 points difference right there. And I think when we started missing, it kind of got to us, right? It was like, oh gosh, here we go, and and then we come down and we're losing their D1 and D2 girls in transition, and they're shooting open shots, and we're not rebounding, we're not just getting through. Like, I mean, we burnt more timeouts in the third quarter than we did the whole first half because we just didn't come out. It's like we didn't come out prepared. And I believe we was ready when we left. It's just we let some things mentally get to us. And y'all, what you think? In the game of basketball, if you get down on yourself fast, you could dig yourself a hole that you can't fill back up. And that's what we did.
And talking about that, Coach, sometimes you do get in that rut if you get down. So far, still early in the season, okay? But so far, your Lady Redskins have yet to face a real deficit. Meigs County might have been the closest, but you fought that back within 10 points many times late in the game. This game was the first one that they were able to kind of really stretch it out on you. One, what's your message there when you there at the end of the third quarter, trailing by nearly 30 points to your team? And then 2, how do you feel like your girls responded and fought down that much? Were you proud of their effort in the fourth quarter, trailing as much as they were? Kind of what was your message, and then how did they respond?
So no doubt about it, we didn't get what we wanted. So coming into that fourth, I tell them, hey, this is that quarter where we try to grind out and work on some things that we know is going to help us going forward, because just like you said, a lot of basketball left to play, and our district's very tough, and so we had to learn from it, and bouncing back from that and playing hard. I didn't feel like and I told them, I said, I felt like our desire was there all night, our effort was there, but the urgency wasn't there. That urgency to go after the extra ball, that urgency to make sure we know what's going on, and we didn't do that as well as I'd like to see us do, but, and talk to them about having that urgency and continuing to play and execute on the offensive end. Like I told them, a bad shot's a bad shot. If you're up 40 or down 40, it's still a bad shot. A good shot's a good shot, up 40 or down 40. I said, and we got to continue to build on what was good, forget about what's bad, or cut that mess out. And that's what we talked about all the way through the fourth and even after the game, was to continue just to do what we know we got to do, because we've worked too hard for 30-point losses. We ain't about that no more. That ain't who we are, and they know that. I ain't saying nothing they don't know.
How much did the physicality of the game impact your all's play tonight? It seemed like it was a lot more physical than what we've been used to, what we've been able to play with, and they were able to kind of get away with a lot more hands-on and just a lot more physical. And did that play a factor into your all's performance?
I think for us at times it most definitely does, because we're not used to that, and we've yet to figure out when it's time to play right that back versus, okay, we can't do that tonight, and we've got to learn that better. And I told the girls, I said, like, you got to realize teams like this, you can't throw arm passes. You got to meet every pass. You got to step hard every pass. When you come down with that ball, and it better be right by that body, they're going to put a hand on it, and it's going to get you, I said, or if it's too high, your arm straight out, they're going to get it. And so I said, and it's not going to get called. I said, that's just the reality of playing a top 5 team at home. That's just how it is. Like, that's it, bottom line. And I think that did get to us some, and I think that's probably why we were missing some shots. We let that get to us. But we got to shake that mess off, because at the end of the day, play. Game's going to be physical. And we got to play to whatever level the officials let us. Whether it's super foul-y or not foul-y at all, we got to just play. Just play and don't worry about it. And let that next play mentality, shake that mess off and go on. We're at the point where we got to learn to do that better each night, for sure, most definitely.
You know, you're able to watch film on 3 games, and then tonight, I'm sure all night long and into the wee hours of the morning for you, you'll watch your 4th game in 7 days. You finally get some time to maybe hone in and work out some of the things that you've noticed, some trends that maybe you've noticed over these 4 games in 7 days, because now you get a nice 3-day break to prepare for Sequoia. What's maybe 1 or 2 things that you've noticed over the past 4 games that we've really got to focus in on this?
You're exactly right. I'm actually thankful for that, because it's been like we're going to watch film Wednesday evening. Girl said, we ain't watched film together yet. They've watched it separately, and we've talked about it like on the bus on the way over or in the locker room with gear. But it's been wild, right? And we're going every night, and so that'll be a good opportunity. I think one thing we need to work on is our communication on defense. Talking to each other when a girl's on the ball or a girl leaves our area when we're running zone and coming to somebody else's area, helping that, limiting their shots. You know, we're down there, but we're not getting bodies on people. You know, and working on those 2 things will help. You know, tonight our whole message was take care of the ball, rebound, and maintain composure. And I think that's got to be our storyline for the next 3 days to get ready for Sequoia, because they're going to be a big-time district foe. They do not want to lose to us, right? So they're going to have a good student section. Their coach is going to have them prepared. They're going to make sure they're ready. So if we could focus on those next 3 things, taking care of the basketball, handling pressure, maintaining that composure, and rebound, I think we'll be fine. We've just got to make sure these next 3 days we're really hammering that home at practice, and we will. Good news, I know we will. So,
well, Coach, shake it off. There's a lot more season to be played and a big district game on Friday. So good luck to you, and go get you a win Friday.
Yep, thanks, Wiley. Praise the Lord and go Lady Red.